I found 3 of the juiciest Am I the A-hole stories, which featured 2 of my favorite things, cats and magic. And since I'm here, you're here, we are ready to dive into these juicy Am I the A-hole stories, starting off with AITA for cursing my neighbor after she accused me of stealing her cat. Already not the asshole. So, I, 32 female, might have accidentally convinced my neighbor that I put a curse on her. That's very funny. Before you judge me, let me explain. Oh gosh, this cat's name is Pumpkin. Oh, I'm so excited. I live on a quiet suburban neighborhood where everybody knows everybody. Or at least they think they do. My next door neighbor, who is usually quiet and keeps to herself, well, let's call her Karen. Oh no. Recently, she got a cat. Cute little thing named Pumpkin. He is a pretty orange and black mix. Pumpkin loves to wander, and sometimes he ends up in my garden, as one would assume an indoor-outdoor cat would. You can't really tell cats where to go. They're gonna roam. No big deal, even though I'm allergic. I love cats, so I give them a few scratches, and my kids love Pumpkin. They give them some water and the little cat snacks. Then we send him home. One day, Pumpkin comes over while I'm repotting my veggie plants. I go inside to grab some water, and when I come back, poof, Pumpkin is gone. Later that evening, Karen comes pounding at my door, yelling that I stole her cat. Mind you, I'm standing there in my bonnet holding a white sage stick with lavender Palo Santo because I had just finished cleaning and I wanted the fresh smell. Also, cleaning with a cleansing, great combo. She looks at all the smoke and goes, "Oh my God, you are doing witchcraft. You cursed my cat." That is one thing Karens do not love, is witchcraft. I burst out laughing. Probably not the best move. She storms off saying she's watching me. Fast forward 2 days, Pumpkin returns home safe and sound, but now Karen's convinced my spell brought him back. And it gets worse. Every time she sees me outside, she mutters prayers under her breath. Last week, I waved to her while holding my cup of tea and she screamed, "Don't text me." So I jokingly said, "Too late. You've already been marked. You are just making enemies out of your neighbors now." Now she's telling everyone in the neighborhood that I am the local witch who now controls animals. The funny part is, a couple weeks ago, my neighbor, Mr. Johnson, thought I was a witch, so no, you have 2 neighbors. Oh no. You're gonna have the neighbors outside your house with pitchforks if you're not careful, girl. Mr. Johnson thought I was a witch, so it's just continuing the witch rumor. I tried to clear the air, but every time I'd go and say hi, she flinches like I'm about to summon lightning. My son says I should apologize to her seriously, but honestly, I think it's just kind of funny. AITA for letting her believe that I cursed her. To that specific question, we're going out the asshole. Solely because she lets her cat indoors and outdoors, okay? When you let your cat outdoors, they are going to roam and go anywhere they please. You cannot control where your cat goes. And if someone ends up with your cat because they see them outdoors, unless they have a collar with a little tag on it, I don't even know. I have a lot of cats. I have 5 cats, and I don't let my cats outdoors because you just never know what can happen to them. Someone could take your cat. Someone can do crazy things to your cat outside. I just think of the worst case possible with letting your cat roam outdoors because, especially depending on where you live, there can be tons of predators that can be waiting to snack on your poor Pumpkin. And Pumpkin is not a pumpkin. Pumpkin is the cutest cat ever, and you gotta keep that cat indoors. The big reason why I say not the a-hole, because our cat wandered for 2 days. If you let your cat out, it's gonna wander. Sometimes it might go a little further than you wanted. Don't let your cat outdoors if you are gonna go blame the neighborhood that they stole your cat. The verdict is in. You are not the a-hole. Now on to our next story. AITA for demanding my boyfriend's sister pay me back for the cost of the spiritual materials that she threw out. I already don't like the sound of this. So I, 20 female, have been a practicing pagan witch for over a decade. My faith and spiritual practice are deeply personal and important to me. Over the years, I've created several altars for different deities I worship and work with. Some of those altars rotate in and out of active use depending on where I am at in my practice, so I keep them neatly packed away in a labeled storage box. We loved an organized queen. My main altar, however, is always active. It's for the deity I spend the most time with and have the deepest relationship with, and it's in our bedroom. Each altar is made up of specific tools, crystals, candles, oils, statues, cloths, charms, handwritten letters, herbs, and other offerings. Many of these are handmade, imported, or gifted. Some were expensive, others just deeply sentimental or spiritually charged. But every single item has meaning and purpose to me. My heart is already breaking where the story is going. I live with my boyfriend, 30M, and a few weeks ago, his younger sister, let's call her Kayla, 24 female, got kicked out by her long-term high school boyfriend. She'd been living with him for years, but wasn't on the lease, so when they broke up, she had nowhere to go. She didn't want to move back in with her parents and asked if she could stay with us temporarily while she figured things out. I wasn't super excited about it, but I agreed because I didn't want to be heartless. Before she arrived, I took inactive altars and stored them in our hall closet just to make the shared space a little less cluttered. But I left my main altar, the one for the deity I work with, almost daily untouched in the bedroom. It's my boyfriend and I's private space, and I figured she'd respect that. She has no reason to go into your room. While we were both at work one day, she decided to help out around the apartment. Except instead of cleaning, she cleaned out. When I got home with my boyfriend, oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. When I got home with my boyfriend, I noticed right away that the altar in the bedroom was gone. Oh no. Oh, the goosebumps are getting worse. Turns out his sister took it upon herself to throw out everything she found that she thought was weird or looked like junk, which included the contents of 3 altar boxes in storage and the main altar. I thought girly just, oh no. When I confronted her, she got defensive and said she thought she was doing us a favor by getting rid of the creepy stuff and that she didn't think I'd actually want it. What? She also made a few comments about how about how witchcraft isn't real and God wouldn't want us in the house anyway. I was horrified. I went straight to the trash area. The dumpster had already been emptied that morning. Everything was gone. The statues, deeply personal offerings, items I've collected over a decade, which some were irreplaceable. I was devastated. I sat down that night and calculated what I could remember and reasonably estimate. The total came out to just over $900. I calmly told Kayla that I expected her to pay me back for the items she threw away. She laughed and said there was no way she could afford that and that I was being insane for demanding so much money over some rocks and candles. Girl, I still got goosebumps. I told her it didn't matter whether she understood the value, that they weren't hers to touch, let alone throw away. Why is she going into your space and touching anything? She got pissed, packed up, and left that night without saying a word. A few days later, I got a call from my boyfriend's mom, furious. Kayla had told her that I kicked her out, so she had another place to stay. Okay, so she wasn't going to be kicked out on the streets. Okay, interesting. That I kicked her out for refusing to pray with me and not supporting witchcraft, and that I was trying to charge her $900 in rent. Oh, girly, just making things up now. I explained the actual situation, including that the $900 was to replace destroyed property, not rent. I also made it clear that Kayla wasn't kicked out. I simply asked her to take responsibility for what she had done. She chose to leave. Didn't matter. Her mom doubled down. She said Kayla was in a fragile place and I should have shown more compassion. She told me I was punching someone who was already going through enough. Punching. She told me I was punishing someone who was already going through enough. You gave her a place to stay and she threw away your things. That doesn't make any sense. Even when I explained exactly what happened, she said that maybe I shouldn't have had that stuff just lying around if I didn't want it thrown away. My boyfriend is being ass-itchingly neutral and just keeps saying, I see both sides. There's no two sides to this. He hasn't really defended me or pushed back on how his sister treated my things. So, am I the asshole for demanding she pay me back for what she threw away, even if she was going through a tough time? This story is insane. First of all, sit down with the boyfriend. If he does not understand this and thinks that there's two sides, I think out with the crystals, out with the altars, we go out with the boyfriend. If one leaves, they both leave. They are intertwined. Especially if he doesn't. If he's not on your side, that is insane. He should at least be trying to pay back. If you could even put towards the money for the $900 for you, worked with his sister to come up with it, or work for a payment plan, something. I just cannot fathom that no one understands this. Okay, crystals aside, altars aside, I know okay, before we put those aside, pagan, it's a religion. Two religions can coincide. You don't need to try and shame another because of what they believe in. Personally, I think that is the lamest thing you could possibly do. If you don't like something, go along your merry way. Go do something you enjoy. Okay? I cannot fathom someone yucking your yum. My heart hurts. My head hurts. The Crystal Council, I know where they're going with this vote. Take her to small claims court if you don't get it back. This is insane. She spent over a decade building these 3 altars. You gotta factor for inflation. That's been 10 years. You're not an asshole. Ditch this boyfriend. Get your money. Look at this as a new, wonderful time to create new altars. Bring in new crystals, new displays, new trinkets, oh gosh. Girly, my heart goes out to you. You are not the a-hole, my dear. AITA for letting my ex believe his cat died in a quote-unquote supernatural incident. I don't think Hunty likes that very much. Okay, buckle up. It's about to get weird. Boop. Hunty, get your butthole out of everybody's face. Hunty. I, 28 female, was dating Mark, 30 male, for 3 years. During the time, we adopted a beautiful, derpy little cat named Whiskers. But in that, I take cute selfies, but never clean the litter box. Hunty, get your butt out of my face. Kinda way. I was Whiskers' real caretaker. Anyway, Mark and I had a nasty breakup 6 months ago. He cheated on me with his yoga instructor, Stacy, and I was out. Peace out, Cub Scout. Before I left, Mark got drunk and told me to take Whiskers and do whatever weird witchy stuff I wanted with him. For context, I have a minor obsession with crystals, tarot, and once tried to cleanse his Xbox with sage. Can you believe that, Hunty? That's silly. We got another cat. Welcome, Rosie. Apparently, that's where he drew the line. So I took Whiskers. A month later, Mark texted me in a full panic mode saying he was haunted by Whiskers. He claimed he had vivid dreams where Whiskers appeared as a giant shadow cat whispering dark secrets in an ancient language. Side note, Mark also gardens a lot. The thing is, Mark somehow convinced himself that I performed some weird witchcraft that killed Whiskers and now the cat was haunting him. Odd take, but okay. Instead of correcting him, I made an offhand comment like, yeah, Whiskers is in a better place now, just to mess with him. I thought that was the end of it. No, not even a little. Mark spiraled. He started telling our mutual friends that I cast a spell and killed Whiskers and cursed his apartment. People actually believed him, and some even stopped talking to me. Sounds like they were worth leaving behind. Thinking I am some unhinged cat witch. His friends started calling me the cat necromancer. It's kind of like a cool band-aid. Then Mark did something that took this to a whole new level of ridiculousness. He held a Whiskers memorial seance in his apartment and invited a medium to make contact with the spirit of Whiskers. I saw pictures online of them holding hands around a framed photo of Whiskers with candles everywhere. Mark's crying, and the medium is dead serious, saying that she feels Whiskers' presence. But here's the kicker. Whiskers is alive and well, living his best life in a secret cat sanctuary I built in my basement. After the breakup, I went a little overboard. I converted part of my basement into a mini cat haven with scratching posts, tunnels, and even a cat fountain. Whiskers loves it. Meanwhile, Mark is going to therapy to process the loss of his beloved familiar. And I just let him. I never confirmed anything. I never denied the whole supernatural cat incident either. My friends think it's hilarious, but one of them said I've crossed the line by letting this whole supernatural cursed cat thing getting out of hand. They think I should tell Mark the truth before he completely derails his life. I kind of like being the cat necromancer, and Whiskers is happy. So, Reddit. The Crystal Council. AITA for letting my ex think his cat died in a witchcraft accident and keeping him in my basement cat sanctuary. You are not the a-hole. Your cat, Whiskers, is living his best life. He has his own little downstairs basement apartment. He's living his best life. Good for you. Good for your cat. And let your ex keep talking to the spirits. Are you the asshole? No, you're not. Now, since this is my very first Reddit reading stories, I would love to hear you guys' feedback. Let me know your favorite story. Let me know all of your opinions. I want to hear from you. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be posting these weekly and we're going to have a lot of fun going forth. I also have a crystal shop where I sell tons of awesome crystals and soon to be candles. So make sure you guys check out the page. It's going to be the same on every platform. Live in the light, live with 2 E's. And until next time, you're a gem. Keep shining and I'll see you very soon.